Hi guys, bear with me. Phone. I'm still on my phone. So if you are there, thank you for being with me tonight. Oh, thank you. You are a nice. Let me see. Little one. Oh, can you come a minute? I need your help with you might just have to pull it back just a little bit. Yeah, it's still don't think it's working. Yes. Put it back. Okay, can you lift the gooseneck? No, don't hold it. That'll come off. Just hold it from the neck. Yeah. Back some more. Lift up the neck. Okay. Does it know? What is this thing? Let me see. That'll work. Cool. All right. Yes, this is perfect. Hi, hi, hi. How is everyone? Let me know that you are here, of course, by saying hi in the chat. I would like to know that you are sitting here with me tonight on a Saturday night for our weekly Craft with Me Live. Of course, those of you who are here and within the sound of my voice, if you will, do me a favor and make sure, first and foremost, that you are subscribed to my channel. I thank you in advance for subscribing, and that your notifications are set to receive all notifications, every last one. So if I go live, you will be notified. If I post a video, you will be notified. Also, if I leave something on our community page, you will be notified as well. So please go ahead, make sure that you are subscribed, make sure your notifications button is checked, and also go ahead and like this video. I thank you so much for your cooperation. So let me see who is here with us. Miss Focus, how are you? Welcome, welcome back. It is so good to have you. JLMR, I am fine. Thank you so much for being here this evening on a Saturday with for our Craft with Me Live. How has both of your Saturdays been? What did you guys do to pass the time today? I am curious to know. As for me, I started off the day working. We have a Saturday school intervention at my school, and so that's what I did today for half the day. Came home, did some chores, some errands around the house. We know how that goes. And then now, here I am with you. I prepared some of the stuff that we're going to be working with today. And now I am here with you. Yes, and as a matter of fact, I found my glasses and I forgot to put them on the table. So I'm going to ask my little one, when you're coming upstairs, can you bring my glasses for me? They're in my bag. Thank you very much. Thank you so much for that, because like I said, when I'm doing that fine work, like just like now, it's fine, but when I start to do that fine work, I get frustrated if I can't see, my eyes start to hurt, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not wearing my glasses. So thank you so much, JLR, for reminding me about those. Oh, you're at work. Well, work well. Thank you for checking in. Hey, Island Girl, Sandra, how are you? I was listening to some Caribbean and soca music today as I was cleaning. You know what we do, and you know, a lot of people do it, but for us, of course, our thing is that soca music, that Caribbean music, calypso, you know, anything with that island beat. And so once we get into that cleaning mood, you know, that's what it is. So I started to do some of my spring cleaning today, got through with the bottom floor, and then perhaps next weekend we'll work on the top floor, wiping down baseboards, wiping down walls, you know, all that stuff that you do, opening windows to get that musty winter air out, you know, changing the plugins, stuff like that. So that is what I did today. So thank you. I am so glad that you are good, Sandra. Yes, it is very essential for cleaning. You know, there was a time where the music kind of slowed down. We just had it, you know, playing randomly and the music slowed down. So I had to tell my daughter, can you go ahead and change that? Because if the music slows down, that means I slow down and then our cleaning session is done. So she made sure and she did that for me. Like I said, we got a lot done. So I am proud of the work, pleased with the work rather, that we were able to get done today. And we will pick it up. Thank you, honey. We will pick it up next week. And then when it gets a little warmer, we will tackle the garage. You know how the garage sometimes just become a catch-all, you know, for storage, for all the things. Like, I'll get back to that later. So we will get back to the garage maybe in a couple of weeks when it warms up. So yeah, so today we are going to create 2 quick projects, very quick. Quick in the terms that they're very easy to make. I will walk you through both of them. Can you check in that bag? I'm sorry, right down there, there's one of this that I have not touched, so they can see what it looks like. I forgot to take it out. And so, thank you, honey. And so, those are mine. I gave you yours already. Thank you. She's looking in my Dollar Tree bag. You know, at the register they have those pens with the like huge diamond on top. So I got her one. I got one for me. I got one each for 2 of my friends. So she just found the stash and she looked at me. I'm like, nope, you got yours already. But anyway, so yeah, 2 quick, crafts. And when I say quick, just meaning quick that they're easy to make and you will be able to knock them out. And once you have the plans, you'll be able to decorate it or embellish it how you'd like. So the first thing we're going to make is, and both of them are going to be frames, let me say that. The first one I'm going to make is just a see-through glass frame for our little bunny. And I found these at the dollar store and it looks like this. And I'll show you mine and I'll explain to you what happened. So this is what it is. It says coffee, the other vitamin C, okay? So this is what it looks like. And by the time I was finished with it, going in with, I thought, acetone would have done the job. It didn't. So going in with some acetone and eventually having to use my elbow grease with my handy dandy X-Acto knife. That was how I got it off. But I will admit that by pouring my acetone in there and covering it with some of these facial rounds, that helped to loosen up. I guess it's vinyl. I don't think this is ink. It probably has to be vinyl why it's stuck on there so good. But it helped to loosen up the vinyl a little bit so that by the time I was able to sit down on it and start to scrape away with the X-Acto knife, it came off easily than it would have if I didn't put that acetone on it, okay? And then why you see this here is because this one, it's sealed. I don't think the camera will pick it up, but perhaps. If you look right here in the crease, it is sealed with some caulking, some rubber caulking, right? And so I figured if I put the acetone in there, it's not going to leak because that sealant is going to hold it in just like it does with aquariums, perhaps. But what I did not know was that there was a break in that seal right here. And so when I poured my acetone in, I didn't know that the acetone was leaking out on the table, and you won't be able to see it, but that acetone actually ate out a part of the white on my table here and stained the glass. So by the time I realized what was happening, I had to take my paper towel, you know, put it under the frame, kind of sop up the acetone that leaked out. And then by the time I realized and I was finished scraping and I picked it up, you know, sopped up all the acetone with my paper towel and picked it up, the paper towel was stuck to here. And so we are going to have to cover that with some tape, okay, or diamond wrap or ribbon, whatever you so choose. But this is what we're going to be working with today, okay? So now, all we're going to do, like I said, very simple. The first thing we're going to do, if I can find it, and I'm going to have to bother her again, and she's not going to be happy, but it's okay, because I had it here. Oh, never mind, I don't have to bother her. The first thing we're going to do, hey Chantel, peace and blessings to you there. Thank you for joining us on this Saturday Night Live. The first thing I'm going to do is cover these rough edges with my ribbon. And this ribbon, if I remember correctly, I got it at Hobby Lobby many moons ago. I have this in my stash and I pulled it out and I thought, what? You know, I could use this for my Easter colors for this craft. And so all I'm going to do is take my hot glue gun and put a few dots down to lay my ribbon in. And because this ribbon is bigger, wider I should say, than the frame itself, there's going to be some hangover, but that's fine. You don't have to worry about that, okay? It's gonna make almost like a little window by the time we put all of it together. Hi Leslie, good afternoon. Thank you so much for joining us this afternoon. We are happy to have you. And so laying down what you need, and then of course cutting off that excess. And then repeating the process on all four corners. And what I'm doing here is just simply straightening up my edge. And I probably should have measured this, pre-measured, and that's what I'm going to do right now. So we have that length. This length. Yes, I know the name sounded familiar, but Leslie Gallegos, I do not want to assume. How are you, my darling? How is everything? Tell me, because this was many years ago. What grade are you in, or have you finished school? And yes, by asking that question, I'm probably aging myself, but it's okay. It's okay. I thank God for life. So tell me, Leslie, how are you doing? How is school? And of course, not by giving out too many details. You know, I'm just paranoid with that online. But just let me know how you're doing. How is life treating you? Where are you in your educational career? I would love to know. All right. Okay. So we're done with this. And we have our two sides here. Woohoo! I have a junior, y'all. I have a junior. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I know you are doing well. So you were always a good student. So I wish you continued success in your academic career, in your senior year, God willing, that's coming up, and in your academic future, whatever you do decide to do, whether go to college, you know, or a trade school, open a business. You know, I was having that conversation, I think I told you guys last week with my son, you know, just the other day. Well, another part of the conversation, And you know, when I said to him, I wish my parents had let me know about the many jobs that were out there. You know, they told me about the jobs that were out there, but it was just your basic, and I shouldn't say basic, you know, with all due respect, but your teacher, doctor, lawyer, business administrator, manager, supervisor, things like that. You know, they never spoke about the other jobs, you know, jobs in science, jobs in history per se, you know, different things that you could do. And nor did they tell me that, you know, college might not necessarily be for everyone. You know, there's college. There's some of us who are academically minded, which would be me with 4 degrees. And there's some of us who are, you know, skill minded. And so I didn't have that understanding until I ran into it in a brick wall with my son. And so, you know, he was the one who really had to break that down to me and say, Mom, you know, not everyone goes to college, not everyone gets that degree. You know, some people go to trade schools, some people don't go to college, some people start businesses. You know, it just depends on what you're called to do. So I say all of that, my sweet Leslie, to say, whatever you decide to do, I know that you are going to do it well, and I wish you all the best. All the best. Okay? So now that I have line, and this picks it up already. This is so beautiful. We haven't done anything to the side. Of course, you know, with the sides, you can go in with your silver diamond wrap, and I might probably do that once we get off camera. But just looking at it from the front, it has changed it already. So now the next thing that you're going to need, I got this garland, and I've been taking pieces from it last week when I finished that's now hanging on my door, our Easter wreath. I don't know if you guys saw the finished product, but there's a bunny sitting in it, and it came from this garland that they had in the spring section. And so we're going to use one of these bunnies to sit in this window right here. Unfortunately, because our frame is not big enough, my idea, of course, was to use the entire bunny, right? But as you can see from here, his ears hang off in the front. And if I put him in on the back, which is really what I want to do, because we're going to add some eyes right here, if I put him in the back, his ears still don't fit. Okay, so what we're going to do to ameliorate that is we are going to cut off, I'm so sorry, little bunny's feet. Okay, and all I did to accomplish that was, and I can probably do it with this one so you can see, I took my ruler, I placed it across where I want to trim him. Let's just say trim. And then I took my X-Acto knife. Here it is. Yes, Leslie, whole school and currently trying to figure out my college futures. No worry, you look great. Thank you, my darling. I appreciate that. I am still actually in the school system, Leslie, but I'm an instructional coach now for reading and social studies. So I work with the teachers mostly and some students. I do still teach, you know, a small amount of students, but mostly my work is with the teachers. That job has looked a little different now because of the pandemic. However, I'm not in a classroom with my set of 26 students just teaching them. So I am more out in the building, out and about, you know, helping, supporting, and teaching teachers as well as students. Okay, so I take my ruler and I just put him right where his legs jut out from his body, and I'm going to run my X-Acto knife across right where my ruler stops a few times so it scores it, and I can feel that it has gone straight through because I'm pulling on glass. I feel the difference. Okay, and once I have scored it, you can see how it looks. Okay, it's just a matter of folding it back and forward a few times, And then if it doesn't release, just taking that same X-Acto knife, of course being very careful with your fingers, and cutting across to release the frays or the little felt pieces, because this is felt, that are still holding on. So once you have done that, you will have what, it's time for another blade. You will have what I have just shown you, which is Mr. Bunny without legs. Please don't tell the bunny fairy out of the bunny police, okay? So we got rid of this piece. We also got rid of his little fuzzy tail, but we can put it back, okay? Once you have done that, you are simply going to place him within the frame where you want him, and then we're going to glue him down. So I found, and I didn't practice with it, or I should say, or try it out first. So I'm opening this with you to see how this is going to work. But it is a liquid glue pen. It says non-toxic, non-flammable, acid-free, spreads easily. It's child safe, yes, because there's an insert that you have to put in to stop it from coming out. And then it says it dries clear. So we're going to see if this dries clear for real. So let me see who else is here with us. Hi Wanda, how are you? Thank you for joining us this evening. Thank you, Leslie. Hi Annette, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining us. So let's see here. I am going to dab and spread this glue on Mr. Bunny's ears. Y'all, we're trying this out together. And hopefully I'll be able to give a positive review if this works well. Because if it does, and it dries clear, then Mr. Bunny will be A-okay. All right. So now that I have spread that glue out, I'm going to take Mr. Bunny. It doesn't really have a smell. And I'm going to lay him down. Yeah, she's going to fuss at me. What am I going to call her again? I'm looking for, I had a pair of gloves. Here it is. I put it in my little tray earlier. But I had a pair of gloves today that I was working with my acetone. Because we know what acetone does to acrylic nails. And I did not want it to eat my nails off. I'm not ready. Nor am I paying for a full set. Those of you who wear nails, you know exactly of what I speak. It's like the cost of everything has gone up intensely. All right. So here is Mr. Bunny in his place. You can see here he's wet. So I'm hoping that as this dries, it will dry clear as they have promised. Now, this is what we have so far without our diamond wrap that, like I said, I'm gonna add later. But this is what we have so far. Now, the piece de resistance with this comes, my daughter had a great idea, and I will use her idea. The only thing is we're not gonna do it all on camera tonight because it's gonna take some time. If you like this idea, this is going to be a craft that you do when you need to possibly woosah, turn your brain off, think about nothing, because what you are going to do now, or what my daughter suggested, well, the first thing I'm going to do, and I'm trying not to spill any of these, because that would be a uh-oh. This is a case of gems that I bought, again, many moons ago, and I have not put a dent in these things. One of the things I said when I bought this that I was going to do was whenever I got my nails done, instead of paying for them to add the little crystals, because there are some very fine ones that you can see in here, I would come home and get my clear nail polish and set it down and put my little crystals on my nail and let it dry and then paint them over. But ask me how many times I did it. Not once. And so I've had these for a while, and so what we're going to do is two things. The first thing is I'm going to give him eyes. Now I'm going to ask you guys what color his eyes should be. Do you think? I have a pink, like a light pink, a pastel pink. I have, of course, the silver rhinestone. I have a gold, which I don't like really because it's not gold. It doesn't look rich or deep in color. There is a lime green. There is a hunter green. There is a turquoise blue, the same color as Mr. Bunny. There is a navy blue, and there is a purple, a lilac. So tell me in the chat, what color do you think we should make his eyes? Because with his eyes, what I'm going to do is simply just put some just a pinch of hot glue down. He has 2 holes here. I don't know if you can see it because he's wet, but just put 2 tips of hot glue and then put his eyes on right there. So tell me in the chat, what color do you think his eyes should be? And if I don't hear from anyone soon, I'm just gonna make an executive decision. Give him the color eyes that I think. I'm thinking that it should be, you know, different from what we wrap the frame in, which is that blue. He himself is blue already, so JLR is saying pink. Sandra is saying purple, so we need a tiebreaker, y'all. What do we think? What do we think? What do we think? Either between purple. So Annette broke the tie. So purple. So we're talking about, I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but it's, no, I don't think you can see it. It's his eyes should be either purple or I think you press send too fast. I sometimes do that when I'm sending emails. Nice. Oh, the purple does look good, guys. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go with the larger size just because. And I have this handy dandy gem pickup tool. It is called, the Pick Me Up. I don't know how many of you have it, but it is really handy when working with gems. I think I put too much glue down there. I don't want it to. Here we go. And then, yay! Mr. Bunny looks good. So I'm gonna share with you guys my daughter's idea. And I can't wait to do it. But like I said, it is going to be something that you do when you just want to pass the time, when you just want to sit and be quiet, and you just want to take your mind off things for a moment. So this is how Mr. Bunny looks. Isn't he cute? Yes, he is. Yes, I am. I'm cute. So yeah, so this is Mr. Bunny. This is how he looks. All right. So yes. So this is how he looks. There you go. You can see it now. Yeah, I like it. Now what I'm gonna have to do is perhaps get some purple ribbon and perhaps make him a little bow. But let me share with you my daughter's idea, and we will be finished with this craft. And then of course the sky for y'all will be the limit in embellishing this how you would like. Simple craft that you can do with the kids, except the hot glue gun part. Maybe you could, you know, line the size of the frame yourself, put on your silver diamond wrap if you so choose. I would say only on the 3 sides, the top and the sides, because if you want this to stand up, that diamond wrap is not going to enable this frame to stand up very sturdily, and so just on your 3 sides. So perhaps you can do this part yourself, and you can give your, okay, Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. You just kept going.
What did you say?
I didn't know you were talking to me. You just kept going.
Oh, yeah. Because I said I know I'm going to have to bother you again.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
And it's in the wall. And if you could just plug it in quickly. Because I don't want it to die. Yes, sorry about that. I was buffering. Let me know if I'm back. I was buffering because my phone was telling me that my battery, I had 10% battery left. And so I just asked my daughter to go plug it in the wall. Or here. I don't know what is plugged in here. Just a glue gun? Excuse me, guys. We're just plugging up the phone. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. And so having your, I'm so sorry, having your grandbabies or your children help you with this part. Now here's my daughter's idea, okay? She suggested outlining Mr. Bunny with the smaller gems. So as you can see here, Mr. Bunny is blue. So she is suggesting taking perhaps this turquoise blue gem and the silver gem and outlining his body in these gems going all the way around his ears, his head, down on the other side of his body. And so before anything was glued down, I started to play with it and it did pop him even more. So that's just a suggestion for those of you who want to embellish this a little further. And then like I said, once you pop this up on your foyer table or on your dining room table, or if you present this as a gift, as a finished gift to someone for the Easter, this is a quick and easy, minus the gem embellishing if you choose not to do that, but a very quick and easy craft that you can put together. All right, thank you so much, Wanda. Yes, I'm back. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so this is craft number 1 today. Craft number 2 is going to be a shadow box. And you guys know, those of you who have been with me for a long time, how I love my shadow boxes. So I went ahead and I started to create this one already. Let me close this because if these get away from me, it's gonna be a sad day. All right, I went ahead and I created my shadow box. We're going to use 5 frames for this. Now, ideally, I would have loved it to be 8 by 10. And the reason why I say that is because, again, we're going to use 2 of these bunnies from this garland to create this shadow box, okay? However, I did not have any 8 by 10. Well, let me take that back. I only had 2 in my stash. And because we were in cleaning mode and the soca was so sweet, I did not want to leave the house. And so I had these 5 by 7s that I said, okay, I'm just going to have to make this work. And so we're using 5 by 7s for this craft today. I'm using 5 by 7s because what I'm going to put in this box is going to be some of our eggs that we worked with last week that I did not finish using when we made, that one got away, when we made our wreath. And so you want to make sure that whatever you're putting inside is going to be able to fit. So this is 4 frames, right? A 5th one, this egg is going to fit perfectly. And like I said, I really wanted to use the 8 by 10 because that would have given us a little bit more space to play with. All right, so hi Cassandra D, welcome, welcome. How are you today? Thank you for being with us. So to prepare your frames, very easy because we've done these before. I love me a shadow box. So you can do so much with them. They're easy to make using the Dollar Tree frames. Not very expensive at all. Hey, listen, I got these when they were $1. Not $1.25. Listen, I'm still in culture shock, y'all. I told you guys. One time I went, the last time I went last week, and the lady said $57 In my head, I was like, but I don't have 57 things. What are you talking about? So that extra quarter goes a long way, I promise you. It goes a long way in increasing your total. So taking your frame out of the plastic, we're going to hold on to the backing, and I'll tell you why in a few minutes. You're going to take off the post. We really don't need this. We're going to get rid of the other pieces of cardboard in here. We are going to hold on to the glass because this is going to be a frame that's going to close our shadow box, okay? And then we're going to take our needle nose pliers to pull out the little tab that holds everything together, okay? Very easy. We have done this before. We've made a few shadow boxes on this channel. I think I made one for Christmas. I think I made, if I'm remembering correctly, a random one that had mirrors in it. And I made the one that's behind me. I don't know if you guys can see it. The Paris one with the Eiffel Tower in it. I just love these shadow boxes. So now that you have this is what you're going to have. Okay? And what we're going to do is make sure that we're gluing down our glass. Now, if I were making a video, meaning that I was filming this for later viewing, and I had time in between filming each section, who can tell me, in addition to my glue gun, what would I have been using to secure this glass? What else? In addition to the glue gun, what other adhesive would I have used to secure my glass? Let me see. My oldies and goldies who are here with me. My peoples. Yes, you can say it. My E6000. Very good. My daughter beat you guys. My E6000 glue, because that E6000 is going to give us that cure over time, whereas we know that hot glue gives us our right now adhesion so we can keep moving. And so because I don't want to really inhale all of that E6000, I'm simply using my hot glue. Once my glass is now in there and it is secure, I am cleaning it. Of course, you can clean yours first. It doesn't matter which order you take, but I would suggest cleaning your glass before you close your shadow box. And then, yay, E6000, 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 yes, E6000. And with this one, just because, well, let me not say I'm not too keen on it. Let me say this. I am going to make one of these in an 8x10. Gonna go to the dollar store and look to see if they have 8x10 frames, possibly even 11x14, so that I can add more things on the inside to it. Okay, so I'm cleaning my glass, and now we are ready. Oh, you just popped out for real? You're gonna prove the point that the E6000 is needed. The glass just popped out. So we're gonna do this. Yes, I know you need E6000. I know. But let's do this. Because what I did was I went in with dots. I'm just gonna make a string going around the entire perimeter. And that should hold it better. And we're gonna try this again. Yes, that accent was deliberate. No, I'm not hungry. No, I'm not mad. No, I'm not irritated. Like my best friend says, or sleepy. Those are the times when my accent comes out. Mad, irritated, frustrated, angry, hungry. or tied. All right. I'm just pressing on it to make sure it stays this time. And then I'm gonna allow it to just sit and set. I think I pressed on it too hard when I was cleaning the outside. So let me just set that there. And now we're going to embellish our insides. Now, what I usually do, I like to have, so let me just show you. You see what the inside of it looks like, right? They're all the ridges from where we joined our frames together. So you can see that on top, you see that on the bottom. I don't particularly like to see that. So what I do is I go in and I use some of the, I'm looking for the one I had, some of the backing that we took out, and I measure it, eyeball it really, to see how much of it I'm going to need. And great, don't have a pen. I'm just scoring it so I can know where to cut it. Now this is probably not going to cover the whole thing because we're gonna add a fifth frame. But here you can see where, oh, camera's not picking it up. Yeah, just a little bit, right? I just had it there. You can see where it's scored. So to that, I'm going to add, let's see, maybe another ½ inch to this to make sure that we're covering the whole space, and that might be too much, so maybe here. Okay. And then before I score it and cut it again, just removing the hanging mechanism. And they're very easy to pop out. Good evening, Dee. How are you? Welcome, welcome. They're very easy to pop off. Sorry, you guys can't see. All right. Because I'm gonna need 2 of these. One for the bottom, one for the top. And then we have to measure for our sides as well. Just making sure. Being very careful with this X-Acto knife. Just scoring and scoring and scoring again. I just reached table. All right. And then if I'm lucky, yes. Oh my gosh, so really, we just have to cut it in half. It's perfect. It just has maybe that other little 100th of an inch right there. So we're gonna insert that in the top and in the bottom. And then we are going to use another one to measure the sides. And the same thing, eyeballing to see, cutting off the excess. Yep, that was right. I gotta take off a few, maybe about 2/8 of an inch, maybe about 3/8 of an inch. I'm gonna take that off so that it will fit. Let's do it on this side. So talk to me, guys. You guys are so quiet. We typically have never been this quiet before. I don't know what's going on with my beeps. Hey, did you guys notice the thumbnail for the video? You guys made the thumbnail. I said hanging with my peeps. There's a graphic in there. Hanging with my peeps. That was in honor of you guys. Alright. So scored it. I'm looking at our dog. He just doesn't know how good he has it. He really doesn't know how good he has it. Alright, so that fits in there. And need about this much to include, I'm so sorry, I keep blocking you guys. Yeah, you guys aren't talking at all. You know what I've been seeing in a while? And I don't think she's on here. Beverly, what's her name? Alexander? She was the one, JLR, remind me if I'm wrong, that was rooting for, oh my gosh, what's the team that won the Super Bowl? Yeah, she was rooting for that team. I don't think I saw her. Shirley Alexander. I don't think I saw her last week. And she's not on here today. Alright. So that's 1. That's 2. And then we are ready. And I just like to cover up those ribs so you don't see them. And we get a good, seamless, finished project. What's good in DIYing it if it looks like it's been DIY'd? That's not what we want to do, okay? All right, so this one didn't work out as half, but it's okay. So now that we have these, it is simply a matter of sticking them in, all right? And if you can see, I don't know if the camera is gonna pick it up. You see that little edge there? That's gonna cover, that space is gonna cover our 5th frame, okay? Same thing there. Stick it in at the bottom here. Okay, I know what I did wrong. Because matter takes up space. So, I need to cut off just a little bit here so that it doesn't jut into the side. Everything takes up space. Okay. Perfect. Not as snug as I would have wanted it to be, but perfect. And then to fix that, just a few beads of that hot glue inside those ribs. And moving it down. Perfect. Some hot glue. I didn't take off enough at first, and then I took off too much. Okay. And then gluing that down. Okay? So now, this is what the inside of our box looks like. Clean and finished. We're not seeing those ribs. And of course, like I said, the pieces that are hanging over is there to account for that 5th frame that we're going to use to close our box. And so, here we go. Easy. Now, filling your box is going to be based on your design, based on your taste, based on what you want to have in your box. Also, embellishing it is going to be the same. Whether you want to use your diamond wrap, whether you want to paint your box with some pastel paints, whether you want to use a ribbon, that is totally up to you. But all I'm going to do to fill mine is use some of this metallic, beautiful colored grass that I got from the dollar store. Oh, too much. Putting that on the bottom. So you can see what that looks like. A little there. Okay. Perhaps I'll put 1 or 2 eggs in. I can probably, I think I'm gonna put another Mr. Bunny in there, but because we're working with a 5x7, we're going to have to remove more than just his legs. I'm so sorry, Mr. Bunny. Okay. But this is what we have so far with our grass, right? We can lay, and of course it's gonna fall out because the back is not there yet. We can also lay, I'm just putting some hot glue on the inside lip of this egg because for some reason they keep popping open. So I just want to close that. I want to hold it so that it sets. The bunny will still have his ears. Yes. He will still have his ears. Will you be applying on the pieces that go inside? I mean, you can. I won't, but you can. You can also remember the one I did for Paris. I also printed pictures in color, and I glued those pictures down to that cardboard. So if you wanted to place a picture in there of the sky to make it a nice spring day on the inside, you could do that. And I might probably do that when I'm making my bigger one. I'm not going to do it with this one because this is just, I don't want to say a practice run, but just teaching you or showing you how to create your own. And so like I said, what I'm doing here is just placing some hot glue on the lip of this egg because they don't stay closed. And just holding it so it seals. Hey Lily, thank you for joining us. Welcome, welcome. We are happy to have you. Thank you, Wanda. Yes, so like I said, the sky's the limit. Whatever you decide to do, you can put in your box. You know, you decorate your box to your taste. So here's a third egg. And then, oh, there was one that got away. You guys, when I craft with you guys, stuff just roll off the table. I don't understand. So let's see, what color bunny we're gonna use in here. Maybe we can use a green bunny. Okay, so we're gonna use a green bunny. So if we use a green bunny, I'm gonna use the purple egg. The purple or the pink. I haven't decided yet. I haven't decided. Yeah, I could. Do I have any of those? I'll borrow that idea, JLR, when I'm creating my big one. Because lights always kick things up a notch. So just, again, just putting a little glue on that lip. So Bunny will always have his ears, she said. I'm sorry I have to take away his legs. All right. So Mr. Bunny, where art thou? All right, so we're gonna use a hot pink because a hot pink is going to pick up the purples and the greens that are in. I think this one is too dark. Which one do you guys say? The light pink or the dark pink? On camera, they kind of look the same. So, excuse me. We are going to, or let me see this. Maybe we can give it two looks. We can do a front or and a back. Okay, so let's see how much of Mr. Bunny we can get in this frame first. So You know we want his ears in there, so his legs gotta go. Where's the first one that I cut? Okay, so let's use him to practice. Oh, so even with his body, guys, oh, you guys can't see. Even with his body, yikes. So does that mean we can only use his head? Oh gosh. I guess. So we'll only be able to use his head, guys. What do you say? Yes? Oh, I'm so sorry, Mr. Bunny. I have to borrow your head. I guess that doesn't matter. Because, all right. So Mr. Bunny, we are borrowing, yikes. I'm so sorry. His head. Oh, I just had an idea. Let's do this. Let's see something here. If I put him on a popsicle and stick him down in the grass, let's see if he'll be able to stand up a bit. Okay. So let me move all of this so you can see there is a mess. I'm sorry, but we are in full craft mode right now, and this is what you get on live TV. When we make videos, you know what the YouTubers don't tell you is when we make videos, you guys don't get to see the gaffes and the mistakes that we make and the do-overs, because you know we take, of course, all the best takes and we put them together to make that video, right? I'm just gonna be transparent with you guys. That's what we do. And so, all right. Are we gonna give these Mr. Bunnies eyes too? So we're joining his ears together. Hot glue. Hot glue. And this is what he looks like. Are we giving him eyes? Just a head, okay. No, it couldn't fit long way. Let me show you. Let's see here. Let's see here. So this is a half. Well, we could have. We could have, but if we put it long ways, we're not going to be able to get too many eggs in here. You won't be able to see the eggs. See? You won't be able to see the eggs. So if we use only his head, we can put him over here in the corner. And then we can put the eggs behind him. Like so. Perhaps. Right? Something like that. And then close our box. Alright. So, with that, we're going to try something. I don't know if it's going to work, but we're going to try it. Okay. Let's see if we can get Bunny to stand up. I don't think he's going to. If he doesn't stand up, next thing I'm going to do is take my trusty X-Acto knife. As we're just going as we go. Let me see if I can cut a slat in here. Yep, I got it. See if I can get him down in there. I'm sorry, Mr. Bunny. Hi, my darling Evelyn. How are you? I am fine, thank you. Trying to make a slat to put Mr. Bunny in here. But for some reason, I'm putting up against something. Which I shouldn't, because if I'm in that groove, in one of those grooves that we covered up, okay, you know what my mom says? There's more than one way to skin a cat. So, so what I'm doing now is cutting my popsicle stick into an arrow. You can see. Ah, I win. I always win. Yay! So now he's standing up. Okay? Good, Evelyn. I'm glad that you are okay. Glad that you are okay. So he's standing up. We can move his ears. Y'all didn't answer me. Did I miss it? Wanda, was that yes? Yes to giving him eyes? Or yes to just the head? I don't know. I'm kind of lost. Let me know what you were saying. The frames from the dollar store. Hi, Bubbles. Thank you for being here with us. The frames from the dollar store. And I've had these for a minute. These were in my stash. So I got these when they were just $1. I said, they used to say some crazy stuff like, why would you want to skin a cat? Oh, listen, I was telling some, so one thing we were discussing in a meeting, and I'm just going to share, is that we're finding that our students today don't speak in a lot of anecdotes or figurative language. And so I was saying that they might not, because of where they're from. Maybe that's not something that's cultural, it's not something that they do. However, one of our standards in our county is to teach that figurative language. When should you take something literal? When should you take something figuratively? And if it's figurative, what does it mean? So I was saying to some of my teachers that, hey, we have to start talking to the students in that figurative language. I said, because for me, it's just second nature to me, because where I'm from the islands, we use a lot of that figurative language, a lot, to the point where, friends that I have here for years, I may pull one out of the bag and they're like, huh, I've never heard that one before. What does it mean? And so, yeah, more than one way to skin a cat, more than one way to do something. You know what I'm saying? And it's just something that I know from the back of my, back of my head, back of my hand. My dad used to talk to us like that, my mom too, but my father more so. So just talking in figurative language is just easy for me. And so we have to teach that to our children so that they can understand. Okay, so because Mr. Bunny is in here, just with his head and his ears, what I'm doing is trying to thin out this grass, because we're not going to be able to use as much as we were originally, only because we don't want to hide him. And so here goes skinning the cat again. He keeps popping out of that little groove I made for him. So now I've glued him down. Yeah, you had to. And especially when, your parents, they're trying to talk to each other in code so that the children don't understand. One of the things Dad used to always say to me is listen and don't listen, hear and don't listen and don't hear. And so, should right ear long. I work in a school, and they listen, they hear everything, whatever they want to listen to, they listen to. And so my parents used to speak in that allegory a lot, in that anecdotes and that figurative language a lot, because they didn't want us to pick up on what they were saying. But you know, you hear something enough, you put it into context, you're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I got it. You might not want to tell me, but I'm listening, but I'm not hearing at the same time. Okay? So now that we have our setup, and like I said, I'm just playing with this. And like I said, just because I didn't have my 8x10 frames, I did not feel like going out of the house. I'm gonna try not to put anything in front of Mr. Bunny's head. But I think now that we are ready to close our box, I'm still thinning it out. Make sure we can get it all in there. And maybe if this doesn't work because this grass is too long, which my daughter was like, I don't like that grass. I didn't like it. I bounce a lot of ideas off of her. Sometimes she wins. Sometimes I win. Sometimes I just pull that executive order. So look, here's another way we're gonna skin this cat. Because the more I try to stick it in, is the more it pops out. All right? So, and then of course I did the same thing with my kids when they were growing up. To eat. And so now they're fluent. It's almost like a second language or another language that's speaking in figurative language. Because if they don't know, they don't know. And like I said, I've used a lot of them and people are like, what? What are you saying? What do you mean? What are you talking about? Never mind. If you know, you know. If you don't know, don't worry about it. So as you can see, I'm cutting off just another tad, smidge of this to be able to get that seal on my box. No, I would say perfect, but it's not. Green as grass, bright as rain. All of that, girl. Green as grass, bright as rain. All right, let's see here. Yep, so it's over in the front. Yep. So tell me, since we're on the subject of figurative language, those of you who are here, what figurative phrases do you guys use where you're from or in your family? Ones that you grew up hearing your parents speaking? I'm curious to know. Dad, I don't like this. Because you can't see Mr. Bunny in there. So now I know when I make this again, I can't use this grass. So it seems like my daughter is right. Don't tell her I said that, even though she's right in the next room. Shh. Watching. Always watching. And listening. Yeah. This grass is too long. So, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. I am going to see if I can cut it into pieces and see if that will help it to lay down more, maybe flat. Like I said, guys, this is what you don't see in edited videos. Yep, don't see this part. So how can I make this better? How can I do this off camera so they won't know? Yes. Cat looking. Edge on there. I'm sorry guys, I'm watching something in my house here. Cat looking, dog look, sheep head and goat head in the same. Mean. It's just differences. Don't expect what's being done for somebody else to be done the same for you. It's not the same. Two different things. Who does bring does carry? That was a favorite one of my father's. You know, don't. He used to say, every best friend have a best friend, right? So he used to say, you know, you think that person is your best friend, and they keeping all your secrets. But guess what? Your best friend have a best friend too. So every best friend have a best friend. Who does bring you news does carry the news. So who brings you news? Whatever you say, they go back and they say, oh, Danielle said, listen to what she said. But they're not going to say, of course, what they said, right? So who does bring does carry. Every best friend have a best friend. Cat got your tongue. Got this with your life. Yep. All those things. But grass is always green on the other side. And listen, I saw a meme, this was years ago, and I was like, oh, my daddy didn't tell me that part. So they were saying, the meme said, grass is greener on the other side either because somebody is watering it or because it's hooked up to, and you know, you can figure out the rest yourself. I was like, ooh, that's not nice. I can deal with the watering it. You know, it's being watered. But yeah. Grass isn't always greener on the other side. So water your own grass. If you water your garden and take care of your garden, guess what? Your grass will be green too. Right? So those little things. That's what I miss my dad for so much. He used to listen to, I'm just trying to fit this in here and then we're done. I'm gonna let you guys go. But he used to listen to a lot of calypso. And he liked calypso for that very purpose, right? Because in the song, you would be listening to the song and think that this is what they're saying. But really and truly, if you read between the lines, you'll be like, oh, my, you know? So Daddy, that play on words was always, he loved it. He loved it. He would always say, listen, pay attention. Listen to the context, you know? So that's where I learned it from. I'm a master at it. I taught it to my kids. But our students, of course, you know, they don't get it. Or maybe, let's just say they're too young. Because maybe, like I said, the parents are just using it to talk in the house in code. So they're not picking up on what is being said. So here is our box, y'all. It's not, I mean, I like it, don't get me wrong, because of course I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna cover, embellish, maybe put a bow here. I pulled out some of these butterflies from the dollar store that I've also had in my stash for a long time. They're butterfly clips. This is how long they've been in the stash. That you can just pull off the clip part, because we actually did a craft with this when I made, ooh, it broke, when I made napkin rings, right? So perhaps when I'm embellishing it, I can make it a spring thing and maybe put a butterfly on top here. Of course that matches in here, right? But I will embellish this off camera. But again, like I said, embellishing your box, the sky is the limit. Whatever you choose to put into it to finish it and make it your own, you will be able to do just that. And I'm going to make this over with 8 by 10 frames, or possibly 11 by, what was it, 14? Yes, if I can find those. So here are the two crafts we made today, utilizing our Dollar Tree frames, a bunny decorative frame, by using this frame here that we got from the dollar store, cleaning it because the vinyl was there, so using a combination of that acetone to weaken that vinyl and then scraping it off, ribbon and a bunny off of this garland that we got from the Dollar Tree, and then using Dollar Tree frames to make you a shadow box. And I like that my shadow, I like to have the glass on both sides. Some people close their shadow boxes so everything is just embedded in here, you can't see through it, but I like the see-through effect, okay, because to me it just brings it to life. And you can always use shadow boxes to remember important events, to put important things away, to create scenes. I just love them. So this is what we did tonight, guys. Thank you so much, JLR. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am going to, like I said, work on this with my daughter's idea. I have some time coming up, due time coming up next weekend, where I'll be able to sit and put my little crystals going all the way around Mr. Bunny to embellish him and create that outline. And then I will create a bigger one of this because I don't like how Mr. Bunny's head is just sitting in there covered by grass. And then I like whoever gave, just cut it out, right? I like whoever gave the idea of, instead of placing the frame on the length side, putting it to stand up. So I don't want to put this to stand up because I don't want the eggs to shift, but putting it to stand up, and maybe with the 8x10, definitely with the 11x14 frames, we'll be able to get a whole Mr. Bunny in there, and we won't have to cut him down to size. So I'm looking forward to making the big one, which means I'm gonna have to venture out into the dollar store and have culture shock all over again because of that extra 25 cents. Right. Little donkey have big ears. I mean, they're listening. Let me tell you, y'all, they're listening. Another one, I'm in Nebraska. That one is kind of abstract. I would tell that to, I'm kind of giving away my secret anyway, but they'll know. When my best friend and I are on the phone and, you know, she's trying to tell me something, or she's like, are you listening to me? You're not answering. I would say, I'm in Nebraska. Because in Nebraska, they grow a lot of ears of corn. Ears. I'm in Nebraska. So, yes. Little donkey have big ears. Thank you so much. Thank you. I love the shadow box, girl. Shadow boxes are my thing. Hey, All That Plus, thank you for joining us. You missed the vote to get the purple eyes, even though you were not here. You got your purple eyes on Mr. Bunny. So I'm gonna find him a bow, make him a bow right here, perhaps embellish right here in a corner with something else. But I wanna work on this shadow box, guys, because I definitely want to add some more things to my Easter shadow box. Thank you. Hi, the best uni. Thank you for being here. Yes. Please hit the like button. Now that you guys are here, those of you who are just joining us, do me a favor. Make sure that you are subscribed. Also, make sure that you've hit the notification button to ensure that you're receiving all notifications. And if you will, please hit the like button so that the video will be picked up so more people can see it, interact. Leave me comments. Those of you who are chatting with me in the chat, thank you so very much. I appreciate all of you. Hey, Joy, Saki, how are you? Welcome. So like I said, and I've always said, the motto on this channel is, and type it in the chat, let me know what our motto is. Because like I said, some of the things that we create on this channel, whether it be home decor or it be centerpieces or wedding centerpieces, you know, weddings are a big industry, you know, from the clothing to the venues to the decoration. You know, if you can take some of that stuff out of your budget and create some of your own pieces, then, you know, that's half the battle right there. But if you can do it so that it looks like, of course, it's not DIY, but it is store-bought, then, you know, you've won. So why buy when you can DIY? WBWYC Exactly. Why buy when you can DIY? So my darlings, I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Next week I have a great project for you. I cannot wait to share it with you. I'm trying to decide if I want to go glam all the way or if I want to go farm glam. I have resources to do both, and so probably what I may do is once I decide, if I decide to go glam, then I'll make the farm glam piece as the prototype, and if I decide to go farm glam, then I'll make the glam one as a prototype so that you guys can see how they both come out. But I am looking forward to creating this piece with you. Of course, it would have been better as a video because it's gonna take a few, what can I say, steps. But what I'll do to ameliorate the time is try to put some of it together and just explain the process to you as opposed to showing you, and then you guys will be able to see the finished project. So I look forward to that. I thank you guys so much for your time. I thank you for sharing part of your Saturday evening with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time. And until then, I say to you, mwah, mwah, be well, take care of yourselves, stay safe, know that I love you. Please know that I love you guys very, very much, and I will see you next time, God willing. Bye now. Good night. Thank you so much. Sounds like a plan, Wanda. I appreciate you. Thank you guys so much for being here with me tonight. I appreciate you all. It is so good to be back. Good night. Good night. Thank you, Annette. It was a pleasure as well. Good night. Good night. All right, so I gotta go around. I can't reach. Night, night. Okay.